Hey guys, what's up? Hero here, back at it with another hero video. But this time, instead of a deck profile, I'm here for more of a discussion on how links work in heroes, how you can make them, and how you probably shouldn't make them. The hero deck that this will be based upon will be this deck. This is the last hero profile I updated, and as you can see, there are no link monsters in it. That's because I feel there aren't really good ways for heroes to link. Well, for this specific variant of the deck, I'm not going into things like Zulkan heroes or Destiny heroes in this discussion. I'm sticking straight to this specific Dark Law oriented build. Anyway, let's just get straight into this discussion. On the screen, I have some cards laid out that could be used to make link monsters and masked heroes. The first card we got here, and it's obviously the masked hero. Obviously, Blackwing Gofu the Vague Shadow. As you should probably know, to make links using Gofu, you special him if you control no monsters, get you 2 tokens. Make either the 2 Link Spiders or Proxy Dragon. Proxy Dragon when it comes out later this month, in less than a week. And then use either the 2 Link Spiders or the Proxy Dragon, along with the Gofu to make the Decode Talker. Or you can also use the 2 Link Spiders to make a Mrs. Radiant, and keep the Gofu on field. But in this deck, there isn't really too big of a need to keep Gofu on field. This is one of the easiest ways to link monsters in the current format. However, Gofu doesn't really have a lot of synergy with the deck, because in order to special Gofu, you need to control no monsters. In order to get the tokens, you have to special it while you control no monsters. Well, it has to be special summoned from your hand. The problem with this is that you have to control a monster so that directly interferes with a hero Liz. Because a hero Liz also says you have to control no monsters to no face-up monsters to activate it. So because of that, Gofu definitely conflicts a lot with one of the most important cards in the deck, being a hero Liz. And while you control monsters, Gofu is just there in your head, not doing anything. So it conflicts a lot with Bubble Mana in that regard as well. So for all those reasons, I don't think Gofu is not the answer to links in this deck. However, the thing I do think is one of the answers for links in this deck is Scapegoat. With it, you just flip it up during your opponent's turn, special summon your 4 Earth level 1 goat tokens, well, sheep tokens. They can't be used for a tribute summon, that's not really important, and you can't summon other monsters that you activate this card. Well, you activate during your opponent's turn. This is a quick play, so it's not too big of an issue. The main appeal with this card in the deck is because it's one card that gives you 4 monsters to do stuff with. So with 2 of the tokens, since they're Earth, you can just straight up make Mrs. Radiant. And that's really good for the deck, since it just gives you 2 link zones. And then with the other 2 tokens, you can make a Proxy Dragon when it comes out in a few days. Then this will give you 3 extra deck monster zones. Just enough zones for Dark Law, Bahama Shark, Tree Toad, if you plan to go down that route. And once again, Scapegoat is just 1 card. You could easily play 3 in the deck. It's probably not going to see a ban list anytime soon, either being limited or semi-limited. So it's probably going to stay at 3 for a while, until this card picks up a lot of steam, which I can't really see it doing in the near future. So for those reasons, I think Scapegoat is probably the best 1-card link in this deck. Well, that you can play in this deck. For other ways to make Mrs. Radiant, there's Goblinberg, which is obviously pretty good in Heroes, as seen from in the past 2 years. Then Instant Fusion to make Carbonala Warrior. Or if you don't want to make Carbonala Warrior, you can make Rare Fish and then use that to make a Link Spider. But with these 2 cards, you just use too many resources to get too little of an advantage. So, like, you have to use Goblinberg and Instant Fusion to make 1 card. That's a -1 overall. Just too many resources. And you don't go plus off that at all. The only way you even break even is if you special summon Shadow Mist or something else to get an effect from special summon off of Goblinberg. For these next 3 cards, Armageddon Knight, Vision Hero Vyon, and Malicious. Vyon and Armageddon Knight become a 1-card link once Proxy Dragon comes out in a few days. The reason for that is you summon either one of them, send Malicious to grave. You banish the first Malicious to special the second one from deck. Use whichever monster you summon and the Malicious to special summon the Proxy Dragon. And then you use the Malicious that's now in grave. That's the effect. Banish yourself, summon the third copy from the deck. Then use the last Malicious and the Proxy Dragon to make a Decode Talker. This is a pretty easy thing to fit into any Mass Hero list, because you can just play the 3 Mallies with the Armageddon Knight and Vyon. And then, even if you don't want to link, Malicious in grave still becomes either a Dark Law or an Anki. The problem with this is that Armageddon Knight and Vyon aren't the most searchable monsters of the deck. Armageddon Knight obviously only being searchable through Rhoda, and Vyon only being searchable through Rhoda and Shadow Mist. Blazeman would be a better option if it wasn't for the Claw's First effect, which says the turn you dump the monster from deck to grave, you can only special summon fusion monsters to summon your extra deck for the rest of the turn. So that's why it's Vyon over Blazeman. Then Vyon is also played in my current list to add polymerization, to make stuff like Vision Hero Adoration and E-Hero Absolute Zero. So I just had to get a sip of water. But another problem with this little mini engine comes from Malicious itself. If you draw Malicious, there's pretty much no way to get it out of your hand. So it becomes one of the worst dead draws in the deck. It's even worse than dead drawing like a Gemini Garnet in a Brilliant Engine deck. Because there's 3 Malicious. If you draw 1, they're all dead. But with like Garnet, if you play 3 Garnet, which you never would, if you draw 1 Garnet, the whole engine isn't dead. If you play multiples. Overall, this can be a fairly consistent link engine in the deck as long as you can get to one of the enablers as fast as possible. You can also just play any other random monster and then Foolish Burial of Malicious. Then, through playing Foolish Burial and Armageddon Knight, it also gives you the option to play Blackwing Zephyros the Elite to help out with more plays later on in the game. For these next 3 cards, Bubble Man, Tin Goldfish, Instant Fusion, once again. These 3 cards will help make Star Boy when that comes out. I'm pretty sure it's being released before Circuit Breaker is released, as a super rare from a special edition, something like that. But anyway, obviously Bubble Man, Tin Goldfish, the 2 wild monsters the deck used to play with Bahama Shark and Tree Toad. Well, totally awesome, rather. So they can easily be incorporated back into the deck once Starboy comes out. Then Instant Fusion would get Rare Fish to help make Starboy. But this little mini engine suffers the same problem from the Instant Fusion and Gomleberg plays. You just don't really get anything from it. You lose advantage if you go for it. However, through this, Starboy will become as easy to get out as Bahama Shark used to be able to get out in this deck. And then you could obviously put Totally Awesome and Bahama Shark back in the deck, but I don't really think you'd get much advantage out of it, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to stay away from this for the time being, because it just doesn't really get you anywhere. It's just you a link and that's it. And you lose too much hand advantage to then make a Dark Law and another Exceed. For this next card, it's Effect Veiler. If you see my latest deck profile, I play 2 in the deck. And this is only really going to mention because of Linkuriboh. This is what I've seen this on the OCG Mass Hero list doing. Just meaning 2 or 3 Effect Veiler and one or 2 Linkuriboh being the only Link monsters in the deck. You can also summon this off as a Scapegoat. And so what it does, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you contribute this card, change the attack of that opponent's monster to 0 until the end of the turn. So obviously, really good for helping to protect Dark Law by battle. If this card's in your graveyard, you contribute 1 level 1 monster, special summon this card, then you can only use that effect once per turn. So, if you're just playing Effect Veiler and this card, You're probably not going to be summoning it back from the grave. But you can, if you play Scapegoat, it's a lot easier to bring back from the graveyard. Overall, it's not a bad card. It's a Link 1. So, you just invest one Valor into it, and like a matchup with Valor isn't the most useful, for example. And then, there's Mind Control. Mind Control is obviously really good for links, just take your opponent's monster to link with it. Even better if you take, like, I don't know, their Miss Radiant, you summon Goblinberg, then make your own Radiant, using theirs and your own, using their Radiant and your own Goblinberg. Just in there to help make links a little bit easier to summon the deck. So if you want to try to play links in the deck, you probably should be playing Mind Control. And then we move on to this monstrosity of an engine. It's 2 Rat, 1 Whip, 1 Radiant, Broad Bowl, Chakanine, Trident, Hammer Kong, Tiger Mortar, and Triple Barrage. This is a more extensive Zoodiac engine to help make Mrs. Radiant in the deck. Since all you need to make Mrs. Radiant and Trident in this deck is 1 Barrage, pretty much. If you open 1 Barrage, you summon Rat, you overlay Hammer Kong in the Rat, detach Rat, special another Rat, overlay Broad Bowl, detach the Hammer Kong, search out Whiptail, overlay into Chakanine, detach, bring back the Rat. Well, you don't really need Tiger Mortar for this, since you're not going to be making Trident Hammer Kong. So after the Chakanine effect, bring back the Hammer Kong, link the Hammer Kong and the Hammer Kong and the Chakanine to Mrs. Radiant, then slap the Trident over the Rapier, then whenever you want, attach the Whiptail that you searched out onto the Trident. That way, 1 card gets you either if you attach the Whiptail on, that gives you a +2, and 1 extra link zone rather. Radiant 1 link zone and Trident with 2 material with the banish effect. However, you can cut this engine down a little more if you really want to. You can cut the Whiptail and you can cut the Broad Bowl. So that way it's only 4 cards in the extra deck and 5 cards in the main deck. So a really easy combo. You barrage, summon Rat, overlay Hammer Kong over the Rat, detach Rat, special the second Rat from the deck. You overlay Chakanine to Hammer Kong, detach Hammer Kong, special the Hammer Kong back out, link Chakanine and Hammer Kong into Radiant, then you overlay the Rat into the Trident. And this combo is not dead if you draw the Rat. But if you do draw the Rat into 3, Barrage has become dead. Then if you draw both Rats, then yeah, the combo is dead. And something else a little cool about this combo is that if you do continue to play the Broad Bolt and the Whiptail in this deck, Broad Bolt is a generic rank 2. So you can just overlay 2 things, detach 1, search out your Whiptail, equip it on, then go into Trident. If you feel like you don't really need the link code, don't want to wait to draw the Barrage with the Rat. This is something I used to play in regular Masked Heroes for a little while, since it was pretty good. Just instead of making Rafflesia, just make Broad Bolt, get Whiptail, make Tridents attached on the Whiptail. So Zoodiacs do, from my experience, have a decent amount of synergy with the hero deck. Especially now that that's essentially a 1-card link that gets you a Trident, which is never bad. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this. If you have anything to add to this video, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.